From translation, nkJV, New King James Version. This 39th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Leviticus 22 to 23. Leviticus chapter 22, verses 1 to 35. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Israel, and that they do not profane my holy name in those things which they dedicate to me. I am the Lord. Say to them, Whoever of all your descendants throughout your generations approaches the holy things which the children of Israel dedicate to the Lord, while he has uncleanness in him, that person shall be cut off from my presence. I am the Lord. Whatever man of the descendants of Aaron who is a leper or has a discharge shall not eat the holy food until he is clean. And whoever touches anything made unclean by a corpse, or a man who has an emission of semen, or a woman who is in her period of impurity, touches any of these things, he shall be unclean until evening, and shall not eat the holy food unless he has washed his body with water. And when the sun sets he shall be clean, and afterward he may eat the holy food, because it is his food. That which dies naturally or is torn by beasts he shall not eat, to defile himself with it. I am the Lord. They shall therefore keep my ordinance, lest they bear sin for it and die thereby if they profane it. I am the Lord who sanctifies them. No outsider shall eat the holy thing, whether a hired servant or a hired worker, but a servant who is bought with money may eat the holy food if he is circumcised. A sojourner or a hired servant shall not eat of the holy thing. If a priest buys a person with his money, he may eat it, and one who is born in his house may eat his food. If a priest's daughter is married to anyone other than a priest, she may not eat of the holy contributions. But if a priest's daughter becomes a widow or is divorced, and has no child, and has returned to her father's house, as in her youth, she may eat her father's food. But no outsider shall eat it. And if anyone eats the holy food unintentionally, he shall restore its value to the priest, and add a fifth of it to it. So they shall not profane the holy things of the children of Israel, which they bring to the Lord, or bear sin because of them and die. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, and to all the children of Israel, and say to them, Whatever man of the house of Israel, or of the strangers in Israel, who offers his sacrifice for any of his vows or for any of his freewill offerings, which they offer to the Lord as a burnt offering, you shall offer it that you may be accepted. It shall be a male without blemish from the cattle, from the sheep, or from the goats. Whatever has a defect you shall not offer, for it shall not be acceptable on your behalf. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, When a bull or a sheep or a goat is born, it shall remain 7 days with its mother, and from the 8th day onward it shall be accepted as a sacrifice made by fire to the Lord. Whether it is a cow or a ewe, do not kill both the young and the mother on the same day. And you shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, nor shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until morning. You shall offer the Passover at its appointed time on the 14th day of this month, according to all its rites and ceremonies. But you shall offer it on the evening of the 14th day of the month, and kill it in the meeting of the assembly. And you shall kill it in the evening, and you shall offer it as a burnt offering, with a grain offering and with drink offerings, according to the ordinance. You shall offer a goat as a sin offering, besides the burnt offering and its grain offering. And you shall offer 1 lamb as a burnt offering, and 1 ram as a peace offering. And you shall offer with the ram 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour, mixed with oil as a grain offering, and as a drink offering 1/4 of a hin of wine. Then you shall offer 1 goat as a sin offering, and 2 male lambs of the first year as a burnt offering. And you shall offer a grain offering of 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, as a grain offering made by fire to the Lord, for a sweet aroma, and the drink offering shall be 1/4 of a hin of wine. And besides the regular burnt offering with its grain offering for the Sabbath, besides the regular burnt offering with its grain offering and their drink offerings, besides the regular burnt offering, its grain offering and its drink offering. These you shall offer to the Lord in your set feasts, besides your vows and your freewill offerings, for your burnt offerings, your grain offerings, your drink offerings, and your peace offerings. Then Moses told the children of Israel all that the Lord had commanded Moses. Leviticus chapter 23, verses 1 to 44. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, The feasts of the Lord, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is a Sabbath of solemn rest, a holy convocation. You shall do no work on it. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, holy convocations, which you shall proclaim at their appointed times. On the 14th day of the first month at twilight is the Lord's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread to the Lord. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no customary work on it. But you shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord for 7 days. The 7th day shall be a holy convocation, you shall do no customary work on it. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, When you come into the land which I give to you, and reap its harvest, then you shall bring a sheaf of the firstfruits of your harvest to the priest. He shall wave the sheaf before the Lord, to be accepted for you. On the day after the Sabbath the priest shall wave it. And you shall offer on that day, when you wave the sheaf, a male lamb of the first year, without blemish, as a burnt offering to the Lord. Its grain offering shall be 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil, an offering made by fire to the Lord, for a sweet aroma, and its drink offering shall be of wine, 1/4 of a hin. You shall not eat bread, or roasted grain, or fresh grain, until the same day that you have brought an offering to your God. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. And you shall count for yourselves from the day after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be completed. Count 50 days to the day after the 7th Sabbath. Then you shall offer a new grain offering to the Lord. You shall bring from your dwellings 2 wave loaves of 2/10 of an ephah. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baked with leaven as firstfruits to the Lord. And you shall offer with the bread 7 lambs of the first year, without blemish, 1 young bull and 2 rams. They shall be as a burnt offering to the Lord, with their grain offering and their drink offerings, an offering made by fire for a sweet aroma to the Lord. Then you shall offer 1 kid of the goats as a sin offering, and 2 male lambs of the first year as a peace offering. The priest shall wave them with the bread of the firstfruits, as a wave offering before the Lord, with the 2 lambs. They shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. And you shall proclaim on the same day that it is a holy convocation to you. You shall do no customary work on it. It shall be a statute forever in all your dwellings throughout your generations. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not wholly reap the corners of your field, nor shall you gather the gleanings of your harvest. And you shall leave them for the poor and for the stranger. I am the Lord your God. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, you shall have a Sabbath rest, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. You shall do no customary work on it, and you shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Also the 10th day of this 7th month shall be the day of atonement. It shall be a holy convocation for you. You shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. And you shall do no work on that same day, for it is the day of atonement, to make atonement for you before the Lord your God. For any person who is not afflicted in soul on that same day shall be cut off from his people. And any person who does any work on that same day, that person I will destroy from among his people. You shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be to you a Sabbath of solemn rest, and you shall afflict your souls. On the 9th day of the month at evening, from evening to evening, you shall celebrate your Sabbath. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days to the Lord. On the 1st day there shall be a holy convocation. You shall do no customary work on it. For 7 days you shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. On the 8th day you shall have a holy convocation, and you shall offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. It is a sacred assembly, and you shall do no customary work on it. These are the feasts of the Lord which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire to the Lord, a burnt offering and a grain offering, a sacrifice and drink offerings, everything on its day, besides the Sabbaths of the Lord, besides your gifts, besides all your vows, and besides all your freewill offerings which you give to the Lord. Also on the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the fruit of the land, you shall keep the feast of the Lord for 7 days. On the 1st day there shall be a Sabbath rest, and on the 8th day a Sabbath rest. And you shall take for yourselves on the 1st day the fruit of beautiful trees, branches of palm trees, the boughs of leafy trees, and willows of the brook. And you shall rejoice before the Lord your God for 7 days. You shall keep it as a feast to the Lord for 7 days in the year. It shall be a statute forever in your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths for 7 days. All who are native Israelites shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel dwell in booths, when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. So Moses declared to the children of Israel the feasts of the Lord.